good afternoon, definitely not good morning. Well, you might have seen this on the morning that I published it, so maybe good morning. Anyway, waffling. Whew, sorry, set off way too quickly. Yeah, tonight we are going to go to Ayton Moor. This is Ayton Moor. We're going to go on top and we're going to go find a section of the hillside which has had a fire in the last couple of years. So where the fire has been, there is lots of burnt logs, roots and interesting foreground elements, and foxgloves. Foxgloves have kind of taken over the area, which is great for me. And I've had this video planned for about 2-3 weeks now, but every time one condition has been good, another thing has been letting it down. And it's a little bit like tonight. The wind is here, and foxgloves in the wind tend to do this. So there may be some trickery that we need to do to be able to capture all the elements together. But anyway, enough waffle. Welcome to this week's vlog. Look at this guy. Hey guy. So I'm not sure how well you can hear me now, but I've made it to the point that I really wanted to come to. And yeah, as I thought, super uber windy, but look at this view. I've got God rays over here, amazing cloud formations, Roseberry Topping, and some real nice interest down here in the foreground, and what felt like a raindrop on my cheek, which is okay. It's okay. I've not got full waterproofs, but for this composition, quite happy to get rained on. Now I don't know whether to work on this bit up here or to hopefully find a little bit more shelter down here. Because the weather right now is pretty windy indeed. And there's a good chance you won't be able to hear a word I'm saying. 1 second. Give me a thumbs up if that's better. Now I've zipped my jacket up a little bit. Yeah. Thumbs up, yeah? Sick. But yeah, this is what we've come to photograph tonight. And we've got these lovely burnt logs down here. We can set up in any way we like. And yeah, it's just a case of getting creative. So, progress report, I am now hiding. Because the weather has got just that bad. But on the plus side, Roseberry looks great. Absolutely great. But everything else, got a bit pants to be honest. I will see you soon as this stops or goes away. Alright, see you in a minute, bye. Okay, so right now I am getting the most amazing light, but it's also raining and horrible. But what's more important, amazing light or staying dry? So I'm going to go for getting the image. Good photographer that I am. So I'm going to go with the fact that this is the right lens, my 24-70, and I'm going to go with the idea that nothing's going to get too wet. Let's find out, eh? That is effing beautiful. Now, how to set up this shot? I reckon something about there. Okay. So what I really don't want to do is I don't want to reveal the front element too soon. What I do want to do though is make sure you're out of the way. So I feel I'm going to put you over here. I feel like I've left myself enough breathing space that f11 on Roseberry Topping will get me close enough to the scene. Focus to infinity from memory, because I know this lens. I've had this lens a while now. And I'm gonna really try not to ruin this shot, because that right now looks bloody brilliant. Okay, so I'm going for quite a lot of guesswork, because like I've said, I really don't want to reveal that front element yet. Okay, so 1/20th of a second, f11, ISO 113. Now remember, this was all guesswork. Look at this image. This is one of the perks of always coming out, whatever the weather, and just getting to know your camera, get to know your body work, and learn what your camera can do. The image that you're looking at right now, yeah, completely underexposed, but you get that full package. Yes, I have just put my camera away, and you'll be thinking to yourself right now, but Kieran, surely you've got a weather sealed camera. And I do have a weather sealed camera. But it doesn't mean that I want to start putting it under excess stress and really testing how waterproof it is. It's not the newest of cameras, so in my eyes, it isn't water resistant. But that means that I take that extra special care of it, and you should as well. Look after your gear. But that shot that I got there was obviously perfect timing, because I got the wide angle out and yeah, it was too late. It was already gone. So far I've got this shot here with the God rays, a bit of the tree stump mirroring Roseberry Topping, but Roseberry Topping being higher. And the idea is you ramp off that route into Roseberry Topping, and then God rays bring you back down to earth. So your eyes guided through on a nice diagonal to them God rays, to that light source, and then the light source beams bring you back down, so then you can complete that full circle. So your eyes don't just wander off the shot. Ah, seen it, cool. But for the weather, it doesn't look like it's calming down anytime soon. I'm not gonna leave, I'm gonna stick around. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hide somewhere, like a massive wuss that I am. I'm gonna go and hide. Okay, so the rain has stopped, so it's time to quickly get some photography done. At the moment I've got a really nice steel kind of coloured light, and I think that's going to be contrast really nicely against these roots. Now, I don't know whether to maybe use these roots as a bit of a frame. So I've got one there, one here, and shoot through the middle over to Roseberry. That light's going to be fading fast, so I'll tell you what, I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to go with this one straight away, just because I don't have a huge amount of time of light left. So I'm just gonna, go for it and hope that it works. And one thing that is super cool, I've even got some foxgloves right down here, and they're gonna look perfect. A little bit of a dry of the old lens. I think this one's gonna be best done in portrait, which definitely seems to be my favorite. Don't know, I always seem to photograph in portrait. So what I've got is I've got this route down here guiding your eye in, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Then over here I've got this route, then Roseberry, and I'm using them like stepping stones for your eyes to travel from one to the next to the next. Roseberry right now looks great, and when I drop that exposure, look at them clouds above. They might not look like much now, but as soon as I get this into Photoshop and I start doing some dodging and burning on them clouds, they are gonna like pop. They are gonna like just boom. It's gonna look good. I think that's what I'm trying to get to. It's gonna look good. I'm gonna take this shot in a two-parter, one for the immediate foreground, dry my front element. It's probably gonna be pretty pointless, to be honest, because as soon as I take my hand away, it's going to be wet again. Okay, so first shot, start it, pull it away, boom. Okay, I want to raise that exposure a little bit. That was a 1/5 of a second. I'm going to go to 1/3 of a second. Okay, 2-second timer, press it, take it away. Okay, beautiful, that looks good. Okay, now I'm going to drop that exposure. Let's go 1/8 of a second. See how dark that is? 1/10 of a second. Beautiful. And now I'm going to take that exposure of the darkness. So, and what I'm doing is I'm pressing the shutter button down and waiting for almost 2 seconds and then revealing that front element. But I'm going to put my camera away because the bad weather is back. And this camera will be okay, it would. But if I don't have to get it soaking wet, I'm not going to. And something I always carry is a little J cloth, just so I can get any excess water off my camera body. So, you know, another reason why it won't get broken. They're expensive, these. Okay, so shot number 2 in the bag. The second shot, I don't think it's as strong as the first shot, mainly because it didn't have the God rays. And I love God rays. I absolutely love God rays. But I did like that light behind. So if you see here, you can see that nice golden light just behind Roseberry. I know all of the foregrounds completely doesn't exist. But what I'll do is I'll use one of the shots from this. I'll use this shot here where Roseberry's nice. It's still dark, but it's meant to be, because the conditions, you know, suit that. And I'm liking that steely blue color that's in the sky because I'm shooting this black tree stumps that have been burnt, which it just offsets it really nicely. Right, so I'm gonna run off and hide and we'll see you when I go to photograph some foxgloves. Peace. Okay, so the rain has finally stopped, and which is great. So I am going to see if I can get that third and final shot. I always like to leave with 3 shots. I think it's just it's a nice round number. 3. Some would say it's magical. But anyway, so what I'm going to try and do is find the right section of foxgloves and then try and get a shot through the foxgloves. So a slightly longer exposure. So all the foxgloves will be moving around, but not too long that, you know, start getting shake and wobble. But I think these bad boys right here, they look pretty good. And I've got almost a natural clearing just down here, so I can have Roseberry still nice and sharp with no interference, but then the foxgloves shaking around the outside. I think that might look quite nice. Quick shot for the sky. You can be in that shot, and then let's get you out. Okay, so we're safe. We're going to go for a slightly longer exposure. So I'm going to go up to f16, and then let's go 2 seconds. 2 seconds is going to be grand. Let's give this a wipe. Hope it's not the same side that I touched before. Normally I'd like to show you what I'm shooting, but you know, bear with me. Today is pretty minging. Okay, so I've got them moving leaves. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. Just gonna dry my camera off nice and quickly, and then we'll talk about what I've just done. And maybe something that you can go home and do too. Oh, this rain's really starting to come down now. Bloody hell. It's never so easy, is it? Summertime's meant to be nice. It's meant to be sunny, meant to be warm. Not meant to be blamming chucking it down. So I've got them 2 shots now. And this one is, so got the foxgloves moving, and something that worked out perfectly, that I hoped it would, was the fact that none of the foxgloves moving went in front of Roseberry Topping, which is important because that's the focal point. Then I did the second shot, the real dark sky, and that sky looks super foreboding on 1/6 of a second. And even though I am being a massive chicken and I'm gonna head home now, so if you are interested in seeing these images that I might be or might not be capturing later, be sure to check out my Facebook, Kieran Husband's Photography. That's where I post most of my images. I work on a Mac, and trying to get my images from the Mac into Instagram, yeah, over that. absolutely over that. If anyone else is over that, make sure you leave a comment below. I am aware that I'm starting to waffle. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed this week's video from a wet, wild, and a little bit horrible Ayton Moor. But wow, what lovely light we're getting now. Just look at that. Just enjoy that light. Just beautiful. Right, I'm gonna get another shot. But that's all from me and you. So yeah, peace out. Bye.
If you talk all the time, you'll never hear what anybody else has to say. And therefore all you'll have to talk about is your own conversation. The same is true for people who think all the time. That means, when I use the word think, talking to yourself, subvocal conversation.